Um, how's it going, Internet fam? I'm here today with Michael from the Vitae team. We've talked with Michael Weber a couple times before. He's been a legend on the scene for a while, especially making it rain in the social send chat room. That's kind of where I know him from. He'll go in there and just drop a ton of social send on people, and people love it. So, and we're here today to talk to him about Vitae Coin. Vitae Coin has had some huge growth recently, certainly in price, and so I want to talk a little bit about that, and I also want to talk about the coin altogether and what he's up to. So, Michael, welcome to the show.
Hey,
So, you started Vitae Coin not that long ago, right? It's still pretty new, isn't it?
well, it's actually Vitae, and it's just a pronunciation, potato, potato, right?
Right.
What really happened is, we all went through a turmoil period. I think in December when we had our big crash and all of that kind of stuff, and what I really wanted to do is take something that I already started like 8 years ago and put it to work, and I really needed the cryptocurrency to make it actually more viable, actually be successful, and provide immense amounts of success for people to create their own income online. You're an entrepreneur. You love going to doing the YouTube videos, and maybe you get some AdSense, or maybe you are in that type of income bearing project when it comes to being an entrepreneur. We want to create new entrepreneurs because, in my opinion, technology really takes away jobs. It doesn't provide jobs. It used to be, 50 guys, took 50 guys to dig a 1 mile trench, but now you get one guy in a backhoe and it's done in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Those things, technology takes away jobs, and we haven't found a way for technology to create jobs until Bitcoin came along. Bitcoin is, one of the things that provided a lot of people with an opportunity to grow wealth from nothing, literally nothing. And what happened over time, as we learned, is that Bitcoin is no longer for the average person. You can't mine Bitcoin on your computer like it was in the beginning. The Satoshi white paper was basically about how we need to give people that are poor, people who are able to, invest thousands of dollars for tens of years before they get some type of return. People live paycheck to paycheck, and Bitcoin was really about bringing poor people a soluble asset that they could hold on to and have value with and get it for nothing. But now you can't do that. You can't mine Bitcoin without ASIC mining, and ASIC miners right now, it's zero profit. You're actually spending thousands of dollars a year to run mining equipment.
Totally. That's something me and a bunch of people have been talking about in the crypto space recently. Just the original Satoshi vision, and how at least at the moment it seems like the entire crypto market has gone completely off the Satoshi vision. I mean, we've got all these giant entities going straight up KYC, eliminating privacy, eliminating any chance for smaller investors to get in at all. A lot of these different services, you actually have to have a minimum, just like you would on Wall Street, to be a trader. And it's like that. I don't think that was the vision at all, and it's kind of antithetical to the vision that it was. So, so for Vitae, how are you trying to address that? What are your specific goals addressing that specifically?
Well, one of the main parts of our goal, which is to enable anybody to have the opportunity to get Vitae tokens in whatever form they want. We have that Discord channel where we rain a lot, and we also offer staking in that channel, so you don't need your own computer, you just need access to the internet. So right now people can access the internet from maybe even a library, a friend's computer, or something like that, and stake tokens in our Discord channel and not have to worry about those values. The value, we work on, and I talk about with our team a lot, is what we call the mass adoption formula. And we're working on our own mass adoption formula. It's totally different than what was the Satoshi brand, which was really a great opportunity, right? All you needed was a computer and access to the internet, and you could mine Bitcoin. You didn't even have to have any Bitcoin. You could set up the computer, start mining, and instantly start receiving Bitcoin if you created that block reward for the proof of work. And proof of work was a great opportunity. It works well in the dynamics, but proof of work has sort of gone wayside because it's too long. It's still when we have to wait 25 minutes to get that third confirmation for Bitcoin, you're not buying a pizza.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not at the gas station filling up.
Yeah.
You're not, those things can't happen. And so we need to familiarize ourselves with the real values that had been lost through the Bitcoin process of upgrading and forks and all of that stuff. And so we realized that the real problem was people didn't have a fast opportunity when it came to the transfer of value. It needs to be instantaneous. It needs to be within a few minutes at least, right, to get to that point. So we got a pivot for with SwiftTX technology and knew that there was a greater opportunity for people if we built tiers of wealth. That's why we have staking, masternode, and we innovated a brand new staking called Supernode, which is much like a masternode, except for you have to make that commitment, right? Because when you commit a masternode, you lock up the tokens, but if you get into a hard spot, you unlock the tokens, and you got 20,000 Vitae that you can liquidate onto the market. And right now, if you liquidate 20,000 tokens on the market, it's going to go down thousands of Satoshi. If not even 4,000 or 5,000 Satoshi, it could go way down. And that's a problem with master nodes, where if the value isn't there, right, and it's not producing the money that it costs for you to mine, you can unmine, right? You can take those tokens, liquidate them, and go move it into something else. And that transfer of value, we see this going on in the crypto space a lot. You start with a really good, powerful masternode token, and everybody's all into it, and then all of a sudden the coin starts dropping, and then all of a sudden the masternodes are disappearing.
Yeah, it's almost
liquidating.
It's almost like there's a run on the market or something.
Yeah, because they're going to move into the next masternode that the profit is at. Right. Which is what we do in trading, right? We trade.
So tell me a little bit more about the supernode.
Okay, so the supernode is specifically designed to accept SwiftTX. We can enable more with a supernode because we have a little bit more control of the setup of those supernodes right now, so we can make those changes in the dynamic coding to just for supernodes. So when we offer SwiftTX technology in the form of hardware, right, which is one of the things that we're developing. We actually are not just doing social rewards. We're developing hardware. We're developing all of the avenues that need to connect all the dots so that we can actually be a force within the economic process. Supernodes mean commitment, meaning you have to burn those. You don't get those back. They're not locked up. They get burned. They're gone forever. You only get rewards. And if you unlock your wallet and decide you don't want your supernode anymore, you don't get any more rewards. So when you make a commitment to a supernode, you're committed for life because there is no unlocking, there is no liquidation.
And how many coins does it take for a supernode?
A supernode is 10,000 Vitae tokens, and we're going to reveal the setup guide for that and how to set it up and have people to help in that process when we get to Santa Clara in November.
So, and right now a Vitae token is over $1. So basically you have to burn $10,000 to start a supernode. Wow, that is a commitment. Now, what does the reward structure look like versus the masternode?
Well, we're getting ready to update our white paper on the reward system and stuff like that. But for supernodes, it's guaranteed 40% of whatever the reward block is. Right now it's 30, right? You're going to get 30 tokens on each block. That's every 45 seconds, 30 tokens is added to the market. 40% of those tokens go to supernodes, guaranteed.
Okay, so it's split across all the
supernodes,
obviously, but...
Yes, it's split across all of the different rewards, and then the seesaw between masternodes and supernodes splits up the other 60%.
Okay, and well, what about staking though?
And staking is, again, there's guaranteed points, percentages. It's at like 15% on each masternode and staking. And again, 15 and 15 is 30, plus 40 is 70. So 30% of the reward is between masternode and staking. If we need more masternodes to increase the network, because it's a balance issue, right? When you lock up 20,000 tokens, that's 20,000 stake guaranteed in a masternode, right? Locked up. Now we need 20,000 staked tokens in a wallet in order to create those blocks. And so whatever one is needed, if we need more masternodes get more reward. If we need more people staking gets more reward.
Oh, I see. Okay, so you can kind of manage it real time then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, if you play the game a lot, right? You know, if you're really into crypto and you have masternodes and masternodes start to go down, you can unlock your masternode, switch it over to staking, gain those extra rewards. As the rewards start to go down because we need more masternodes, you go back and lock it up. You're right back to staying with the game, staying on top of it.
Huh. Wow. That's interesting. That's different than what I've heard from several of the other projects. So that definitely provides a little bit of distinction. Anyway, so with Vitae, I mean, obviously you're a coin developer. You're the lead on this project, right? So you're very focused on blockchain and blockchain stuff. What about like externally, other stuff that maybe is not specifically blockchain related that you're trying to do with Vitae token? Because some of these tokens, some of them have like an educational platform that they're trying to promote, or some of them have like, they're trying to replace, YouTube with something decentralized or something like that. What kind of other real world usability things are you working on with Vitae outside of just the specific blockchain related stuff?
So the blockchain technology that comes with Vitae is, basic. I mean, we're a pivot fork. It's not, genius level stuff we're doing here. we took
I kind of think it is actually, but continue.
We've done, we thought the process out and we made plans. And without plans, every step is a wonder. But if you have plans, every step is in the direction you want to go. So we had a plan to start with, and Vitae token was just the beginning foundation point of our overall plan. We have what we know is probably going to be the biggest use case for a cryptocurrency since, I don't know, Steam it, maybe Bitcoin, because there's a lot of use cases.
I love Steam it. I think Steam it's the only actual way that I'm making any revenue right now, because you were talking about monetizing YouTube and stuff, and it's funny because I've been on YouTube for a long time and I've posted a lot of stuff, and sometimes I get a video that gets a little more traction here or there, but I never make even a fraction of what I make on Steam it for just one post. And I mean, and I literally mean that. Like I'll put a Steam it post on, I'll get 8 cents on Steam it. I'm getting, 0.001 cents on YouTube. I can make $300 on Steam it, and I'm making like $2 on YouTube. It's just, it's amazing how much better Steam it is than the monetization that, I mean, it's interesting to me that a giant corporation like Google can't keep up with, this scrappy underdog of Steam it,
Well, we know why Google does what Google does, because they're corporately owned, and there are people that invested and they want their share of the money.
Right.
And that's we love capitalism, but profiteering is what destroys it.
Right.
The expense for every single business in the world is either 1, advertising, or 2, labor.
Yeah.
And those are the 2 things we're focused on right now. We're focused on advertising and labor. Labor is an intensive amount. Usually it can run 70 to 80% of the actual overall cost of anything you buy.
Yeah.
So those things, are important. And like I said before, technology has taken away jobs. Well, now we're trying to make a technology that actually creates jobs. And that's a different view. That's totally different than whatever technology or blockchain technology that is coming out today. It's really not about taking a corporation and trying to put it under a decentralized umbrella with a cryptocurrency, and then making that a profitable enterprise for people who have that cryptocurrency. But we see level, where we get to a point where the D-Tube coin is actually worth something to you because of D-Tube's innovation in making that market.
Yeah.
we don't even know how that's going to work because it hasn't been done yet. Nobody's done it yet.
Right.
Steemit has come up with a great opportunity. It's a sharing mechanism, and that's what it is, sharing, right? You're going to share your post. People are going to share their money with you for making a great post. And then other people that come in will just share the overall whatever was given for that post, right? And we try to follow those whales inside Steemit, right? Those big people that have lots of people coming in and sharing and upvoting and all that stuff. And if you're not in an upvote situation, you may not make any money, right? That's a realistic thing.
Yep.
And those are things that we have to realize in the technology. But what we wanted to do was create a use case that was formidable and going to actually probably take over the entire market. And the reason I bring that up is because no use case has ever been created that was trustworthy. Even though we've had use cases come along like BitConnect or even DayWarCoin and so many Ethernet and so many different opportunities for you to make money online, but none of them were trustful.
Right.
None of them actually showed you the actual transparency within the system, so you could actually feel comfortable with that. So what I did was I got pissed off. That's basically the bottom line. I said, I'm done with this shit. I am going to be the savior. I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to bring back networking. I'm going to bring back affiliate marketing. I'm going to bring back multi-level marketing, and they're going to be the most profitable entrepreneurships in the world because we're not going to do it the same way. So I built a really unique system with brand new technology, brand new opportunity. The numbers game is in our favor for the first time in history. The numbers are in your favor. You don't want to miss this. You don't want to not join. You want to join as soon as possible, and then even if you are the last guy in, you're still going to make money.
Right.
It won't get shut down, and it won't be about fake money, and it won't be just sharing your wealth with other people. It'll be about revenue sharing. It'll be about a system that is designed to actually create circulation, has a natural HODL process within the system. It has a upgrade into the system, so you actually want Vitae token to spend to upgrade because you'll make even more money.
Right.
And those are things that people really need because with the decreasing job market, we already know we live in the debt world. All money right now is debt money. It's blood money. Really.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Right. So, right now, the United States is like, cryptocurrency, it can be, laundered. The most laundered money in the world is the U.S. dollar. The most faked money in the world is the U.S. dollar. Right now, for every dollar in circulation, there's 200 fake dollars.
Yeah.
Digital currency in the world. That's not real.
Yeah.
And that's the problem, right? We create debt and we create lack of jobs, and people aren't making ends meet.
Right.
We know that the facts and the statistics tell us that even though we live in the United States and we feel like we're really comfortable, we are living way high on the hog, even though we're paycheck to paycheck, because so many people in the world don't even make a paycheck.
Right.
They're living at $2.50 a day. And if we actually put our brains to it, what if those people suddenly made $20 a day?
Yeah.
What would that do to the economy?
Yeah.
What would that do to production and job creation?
Yeah.
Where there's all of a sudden this 3,000 to 4,000% gain in value of what people have in their pockets that are poor.
Yeah.
Poor people spend more money than rich people.
Yep.
They spend every penny.
They spend everything.
Rich people hold on to it. It's in the bank account collecting interest. They've invested it. It's just sitting there. Poor people spend every dollar they make, and we need to get those dollars into their pockets. So how do you make cryptocurrency and put it in their hands, right?
So part of what you're talking about here is kind of like a larger economic theory when it has to do with usury, and I've always felt like first of all, I really studied religion really heavily when I was younger because I was convinced I was going to find the right religion that was going to save my soul, So I went to every church I could. I read every religious text I could, and it's interesting because almost all of them have something to say about usury at some point somewhere in the text, and usury to me now that I'm older, I look at it kind of like it's almost like a form of vampire economics, you know, because here you have somebody who has a bunch of money, and just by the act of having a bunch of money, they're able to, you know, make more money on the money that they have. And it's really like, to me, I mean, it reminds me like a vampire that's like, you know, sucking the lifeblood out of the economy by locking up money. I don't know. It's just interesting. So
what it really does is, and when you talk about that type of vampire usury, you're talking about the rich using human trafficking.
Yeah.
Rich, you know, a person becoming a drug dealer because it makes more money than going to work.
Yeah.
Right. Even it's the most dangerous job in the world. You go to prison for the rest of your life, get shot, killed, whatever. It's all about the money. Is it making ends meet? Desperate people do desperate actions.
Yep.
That's pure and simple. Why do people steal? Because they have to.
Yep.
Some people are really mentally thought, if I don't steal this, I'm going to starve to death.
Yep.
If I don't steal this, I'm not going to pay my rent. If I don't do this, I'm not going to make ends meet. And that's what we're in. We're in a world where the ends don't meet. We're here to create the full economic circle. So we're going to make it so that people earn Vitae tokens, spend Vitae tokens, and get the things that they need just by being participants.
So connected to that, obviously you're familiar with the masternode market as a whole. That's been my focus now for more than a year. I've really been trying to focus on masternodes and residual income, especially for, you know, underdogs. I was excited about Dash when I first read about Dash, you know, a couple of years ago. I thought, okay, here's something technologically as an IT guy, you know, that I could see had a superior technical aspect to some of the other cryptos. Now I call them grandpa coins, because I just think that anything that's not a masternode is outdated. That's the way I look at it now. But you know, the ROI on Dash is only 5%, and it costs $200,000 to own a Dash master, or, you know, almost $200,000 to own a Dash masternode. So it's kind of like, you know, you're eliminating you know, 99.9% of the population, especially on a global level, from being able to have any kind of residual income with that level of thing. And so I'm curious now to see what your thoughts are, because now Vitae token is having some success. I mean, the price has gone up quite a bit. I've been following it from the beginning. I've been a fan of the concept from the beginning, and we've had an interview before, and I just thought, you know, you were well spoken, and you kind of had your finger on the pulse of what's going on, and you were kind of hip to a lot of stuff. So I've been, you know, and unfortunately we're still in this zone where a lot of the trust for the coin, a lot of the trust for whether the coin has value is based on the team, you know, and it's funny because me and a friend of mine were laughing hysterically because, you know, you could just put up a picture, you know, 10 pictures of any random people on the internet and say, oh yeah, this is our team. And then if they like the pictures of the 10 people on the team, they're like, oh, that sounds good, I'm going to invest in that, you know. But I've actually had a couple of interviews with you now, and I've seen the way you act in the different Discord chats and stuff, so for me, I have a little bit more faith in your project just based on that alone. But I'm kind of curious, you know, now that Vitae, you know, say there's a flippening at some point, and I mean, this is very, you know, a lot of people are gonna maybe bash me for even bringing this up just as a concept for talking about. But say there's a flippening, and at some point Vitae becomes the new Dash, and a Vitae masternode costs way more than Dash. How are you going to still make it so that people who maybe aren't at the top of the market can still get in and make money? What are your thoughts on the staking versus masternodes at that point, and etc.?
Well, we actually do want things to be out of reach, right? It gives us scale. Yeah. It gives you, you know, people need to have desires. If you don't have a desire, you don't get out of bed in the morning, right? Right. You have to, if you don't have a necessity that you have to achieve in your life, you're not going to get up. What's the sense of getting up, right? So much better just laying in bed. Well, you know, we do know that there's going to be a time where masternodes are out of reach of everybody. And, you know, I'm a firm believer right now that in 2020 we're going to be competing for number one. Okay. And, I think we have the plan, we have the tools, we have the know-how, and we just have to accomplish, right? We have to accomplish these things in our timeline, these goals that we have. Coming in December, we know that you know, staking is always going to be there. Staking is going to be good. All right, that's for everybody.
Right.
Master nodes aren't for everybody, and super nodes are definitely not for everybody, right? Because who's going to blow $10,000 today?
Yeah.
They're going to be like, I don't know about that. What if it goes down? What if, because they don't know.
Yeah.
But I know, right?
Yeah.
I know, I see what the picture is. I know what we're heading toward. Who knows? Everybody that we come in contact with, we have network directors. We do not just advertise. We talk to people. We communicate our objectives. We ask them, what do you want out of this project? And most of them want just a little bit. And we're saying, well, we're going to give you a whole lot more.
Yeah.
And that's the way we're working. We don't do the things the way other people have done. The old way is not working.
Right.
The general consensus behind it is it's not working. Unless you're a Korean or a Japanese where, Bitcoin is actual legal tender, you're still on the outside going, what's my government going to say?
Yeah.
And a lot of people have come up to me and say, well, if the U.S. shuts down Bitcoin, you lost all your money. I'm like, no, I don't. I just moved to Japan.
Yeah.
Where my money is valuable.
Yeah.
Right?
Or Dubai too. I don't know what the legal structure is in Dubai, but I know that a lot of people now in Dubai are doing Bitcoin for real estate, Bitcoin for yachts, Bitcoin for any kind of high dollar thing, because it's so much. It's because on a technology end, it's so much superior to cash. Instead of having 2 armed bodyguards with suitcases full of cash, you can just say, hey, here's the Bitcoin here's a Bitcoin public address. As soon as I have the approval, here's the deed, and boom, the approval happens. There's the deed, and so it's saving a lot of time and energy on that level. So going back to kind of more like an infrastructure discussion, I know that you guys have done are on the Social Send platform. Obviously you and I are both big fans of Social Send. That's kind of how we met, and etc. What are your thoughts, including Vitae onto the Social Send platform? Where are you at with that? What's happening? Just talk about that a little bit with me.
All right. So yeah, working with the Social Send team is a great opportunity for us. I feel that is an awareness and an ease of use of transfer. Gives you, which is something that a lot of people need to understand, is there isn't a lot of online wallets unless you're holding in an exchange, in which case you're still susceptible to some type of scam or whatever. We just need to be safe in that capacity. Within the realm of what we're doing, we want to connect our social website API with Social Send's API, and you can send our tokens from our social rewards website through the Social Send platform to somebody on Facebook to get them to join our social website. One of the things that's really great about our program is that when you make some money, you can help somebody out and instantly change their lives, and that's going to earn you money. And so you're going to want to give people some of your Vitae tokens so that they'll upgrade, because they're going to make more money. And it's just such a great opportunity. We talk about, how are poor people going to get Vitae token and stake or learn or whatever. We're creating an opportunity where you know nothing about cryptocurrency, and we're going to literally throw it right at you. You're not going to be able to miss it. It's going to be a free opportunity, so people are going to be coming in. You're going to start earning like that. It is not this game of, what do I do next? What do I do next? What do I do next? Now what do I got to do? Do I have to do this? Not a lot of questions, people. Join, do your usual stuff, maybe watch a couple of videos, and you're on track to making your own path. One of the things that I studied too was the Nash equilibria, because it was about this principle that is held within the Nash equilibria that we can actually get along, right? That old saying, why can't we just get along? Well, Nash equilibria is trying to tell you how to do that. It's about compromise. It's about equally sharing within the value of whatever it is you're arguing over or want. And it doesn't work with just 2 people. The Nash equilibria is really about multiple figures coming in. It will work with 2 people, but generally, even with 2, there's always that little one. Somebody's getting just that little bit more.
Right.
But when you start dividing something up over a broader spectrum, it stays more even.
So
that is just so I can finish this part of the process. With that, we know that in order for you to actually have an opportunity, you can't go down one path. You have to have multiple paths. So, because some people run faster than others.
Right.
And some people stop in the middle of the road and you're like, what are you doing? Get out of the way. You want to be able to move around those people. You want to be able to have those opportunities to not be held back by somebody else not doing anything. And multi-level marketing, it's about, did the guy you bring in do something? Right. If he doesn't do anything, you're out of money.
Right.
Now we've broken all of these chains. We're breaking boundaries like never before. And now we can bring the Vitae token to poor people, and they don't have to have a wallet. They just have to have internet access. And what we know from the statistics and stuff like that, 3 billion people have a cell phone. Coming up on 4 billion.
Yeah.
How does that happen when you only earn $2.50 a day?
Yeah.
That's because in those markets that are in underdeveloped countries, they realized that they needed to get that $2.50 from those people so that they could have that money, because they're going to spend it. And those people are the ones that get up and go to work not because it's a nice day out, but because they have that necessity.
Right.
And that's one of those things that we're going to draw upon. What other markets have already done, created massive ability for people to have communication devices in third world countries. We're going to attach ourselves to those, because once the poor people have the money, they're going to spend it.
Right.
And that's going to create value.
Right.
And in order for us to get more people that money, we have to give it to them. They have to earn it, right? They have to have gone and done something to work for it. And if all you got to do is join a program and start making Vitae tokens, it seems pretty simple.
Right. But let's get back to, because we were talking about the Social Send platform, and I know Vitae is one of the only coins on there right now. I think it's Vitae, Electra,
Linda.
OHM. What was the other one?
OHM.
Oh yeah, OhmCoin I know is going to be on there pretty soon. And OhmCoin is interesting too. It's kind of to me it seems related to Vitae a little bit, and as far as it's trying to look out for the betterment of humanity, the betterment of society. It's interesting that those two are some of the quicker ones to be on the Social Send platform. Now I've been following it a little bit more closely, but maybe you'd like to tell people about like what the Social Send airdrop process looks like, the Vitae token airdrop, stuff like that. What are your thoughts?
Well, we know that the distribution of tokens through a social platform like Social Send is a great opportunity for people to acquire tokens. Airdrops through the Social Send platform are simplified in the fact that we can get people to join our Twitter account and literally just start popping tokens to them. And that's the easy part. Again, it's not a KYC system. It's not all of this malarkey about how do we separate. One of the things that we challenges us on a daily basis in our Discord channel is fake people. Yeah. Right. People creating multiple accounts so they can get more. And with Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that, it's really hard to create all of these accounts and then expect people to give you something in return. We feel that the opportunity that Social Send's platform has for a lot of tokens, it doesn't matter who you are, is immense. We know that without communication, without connectivity, how we send to each other is a pain in the butt. Can you send me try to write down your Bitcoin address, give it to somebody, say, okay, send me this address down, and they're going to try to type it in. They're going to get one of those wrong. They're going to send it to the wrong place, or it's non-existent wallet address. That simplifies things when it comes to the Social Send platform. And we're actually working on that technology as well, trying to make it simple for you. And it's great to have people like Social Send platform to come out and develop this technology so I don't have to do it, right? Because it makes it so much easier for everybody. And I think everybody will be using something to this effect later on in life, because right now we have way too much. We're in a weird world right now. We have like 70 different social networks out there that are very popular. And I mean, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of people in them. Yeah. But we don't talk to each other. Yeah. We don't talk about the real issues. We don't solve problems. We just complain. Right. We just complain. Got to tell you how hard it was, taking a poop this morning. Yeah. I don't really need to know that. But what I would like to know is, do you have the toilet paper because you can afford it?
Right.
Do you have running water? Because in places where there's no running water, dysentery and stuff like that runs rampant.
Yeah.
Infection. We need to start learning more about communicating the real issues and how to solve them than just saying, hey, I'm Bill Maher, I'm going to do this thing and we're going to bitch about the president and call him all kinds of names, but we didn't solve anything.
Right.
We know all the problems are there. Look at all these problems we got.
Yeah.
Did you fix anything? No.
Yeah.
But to fix things.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm totally down with that. Obviously, it's incredibly frustrating. I mean, you mentioned American politics there for a minute. It's incredibly frustrating for me because so many people are upset about this, like the Supreme Court nomination that happened this week, and they're just so worked up about it. And they're like, and everybody's like, oh, sexual assault and the Me Too, and this is a huge issue. And I'm like, this is a guy who wants to end the Fourth Amendment. He's on record of saying that wireless or warrantless wiretapping for all citizens is okay. And yet everybody wants to talk about whether or not he groped some woman at a party or something. And I'm like, there's a bigger issue here at play.
and again, this is the tail that wagged the dog. I was in a play called The Tail That Wagged the Dog.
Yeah.
And it's about like a magic trick. It's a distraction. They distract you with this so that
Totally.
you're not really looking at the real issue.
Totally.
We don't want him in here because he groped a woman. And then there's a lot of women out there going, well, he really didn't grope her. And they were partying, and they were drunk, and they were, and you find all the excuses
Yeah.
to say it's okay.
Yeah.
But if you say, hey, this guy wants to give up your right to privacy,
Yeah.
that's a bigger issue than one person.
A much bigger issue, and nobody's talking about it. Bill Maher's not talking about it. Everybody's just talking about the Me Too movement and sexual assault, and it's like, and I'm like, man, the Fourth Amendment affects all of us: men, women, children, elderly. I mean, everybody, and yet they're not even going to talk about that. They're just going to talk about this he said, she said drama. It's like,
I'm not a believer that it's going to be something capable. The things that I'm worried more about are AI.
Yeah.
Why do I worry about AI? Because AI is the new nuclear energy. It can either power the world or destroy it. We already know that AI is influentiary, meaning if it knows you're in, it's going to pop that thing in front of your face.
Yeah.
Even though you may not have the money to do it, but your brain has been manipulated to believe that it's time.
Yeah.
Right? And it's programming that. Eventually, you won't make up your own mind. The AI will make it up for you.
Right.
And that's one of the things that I worry about. Can it be even more productive as in, hey, Michael, you're looking very ill today. You should probably do some exercising. That kind of AI, where it's for my health,
Yeah.
for my well-being,
Yeah.
for my mental well-being. Those things could be very beneficial. Solving issues. Hey, you've been trying to solve the problem this way. The AI decided to do it this way, and look, we got a better answer. That's great news. But at the same time, I don't want to be manipulated. And I don't want advertisers manipulating me. I don't want corporations manipulating me. I don't want the lies to be brought into my life that I end up believing and then spreading that lie even further. That's the problem with today. We can hear a lie and believe it's a truth, and then tell everybody it's a truth,
Yeah.
and everybody believes us.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
That is a real problem. So you mentioned AI there for a minute. I'm actually really excited about AI. I'm specifically excited about AI and robotics and how they could physically improve our reality. I mean, every continent on the planet has a vast desert that could be, taken over and used to produce, organic, healthy food for people. And especially with robotics and AI, I'm excited about that. Have you seen the FarmBot project at all? Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, no, and like I said, AI has the ability to provide us with a better world, but at the same time, it has the ability to destroy everything that we know.
Yeah.
It's what are we going to regulate that? How do you regulate AI?
Yeah.
I mean, AI has been out for quite a while.
Yeah.
Facebook has the AI for, facial recognition.
Yep.
And now the government, this is something that I talked about to a couple people the other day, is that it used to be the military made all the inventions, but not anymore. Now it's are making the inventions, and the military is going to them and taking their ideas and make it into a weapon.
Yeah.
They want to put drones in the air 24/7, just looking for people to kill.
Yeah. Yeah. I have
Do you
a,
want to who do you want programming that?
yeah.
Because if you have a bad day with that guy, he could just put your face on there.
Yep.
The next thing you know, you're dying. What happened? Oh, I don't know. It's a glitch.
I have recurring nightmares about like quadcopters packing Uzis with facial recognition and hunting in packs. I have that recurring nightmare all the time, and I tell people about it, and they're like, "Oh, you know," they just laugh it off. It's like it's some kind of sci-fi craziness, but it's like we're there now. We're there right now. I think, you know, and I think it's a valid concern, especially if you like you said, like, you know, what if you don't even have to have a powerful enemy. What if you just made an enemy of, you know, the low level tech who's in charge of that? You know, it's incredibly terrifying.
All right, and you know, once that technology is out, and it's out.
Yeah.
I mean, all the leaders of the world should live in fear for the rest of their lives,
Yeah.
because there could be a drone up there flying around. It could be 7 miles in the sky and you can't see it,
Yep.
with a 50 caliber machine gun that can shoot 7 miles with
Yep.
pretty good accuracy.
Yeah.
And it blows a hole this big inside a person and
Yeah.
cuts them in half.
Yeah.
You don't even have to get close to the. It's like horseshoes and
Yeah.
hand grenades from that distance. You know, with that caliber, you don't have to hit them.
Yeah.
Just get close.
Yeah.
Um, you know, and that's the problem that we're at. You know, I believe that, you know, technology and the war machine did create a lot of great technology, but to go back to the reality of it, you know, where we are as far as blockchain technology and so on and so forth, we're actually on the right path, because the first computer was built to decipher code,
Right.
and that was in the war, right? And then we developed computers from that, and now a computer, and that's pretty powerful stuff.
I'm sorry, you hung for a minute me on there. You said the first computers were built to decode code, and now what? Because you hung for a minute.
And now we're building blockchain technology, which is supposed to be uncipherable by a computer.
Right.
Right. So we build a computer to decipher a code, and now we're building code that can't be deciphered by a computer.
I'm really excited about quantum technology moving forward too, like the quantum computing and the quantum networking. The idea that we could have a network based on spooky action at a distance, where we can actually network devices and have no physical infrastructure for the connection, is incredibly interesting to me.
Yeah, with electron quantum mechanics right now, we're talking about memory, which is like mind blowing. We could talk about this all day, but it's like I still don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But when two lasers come together, at that point where they come together, both lasers become one laser.
Yeah.
Is what the idea is.
Yeah.
So two light signals are coming at each other, and they meet each other, and they both become one light signal.
Yeah.
And that's how the transfers of data. So it used to be we were transferring at the speed of light, right?
Yeah.
Because we're using fiber optics and lasers to send code right through fiber optics. Now that laser only has to go halfway.
Yeah.
And it's done.
Yeah.
And now we're going twice the speed of light with our communications.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're breaking some ground there. I don't know what. Again, we have to worry about what our economic system is. Technology can't advance if there's no money.
Right.
You know, in order for there to be money, people have to have money to spend to buy the things that, you know, I mean, we all need, like food, clothing, and shelter. Those are things that really supply money for technology.
Yeah.
Because we have to.
Well, that's what's great about being in this space. I mean, we're on the cutting edge of that right now. You know, we're out in front of it. We're trying to do it, and it's great. And that's why that's why I've been a fan of cryptocurrency from the beginning. I was like, I recognized, hey, here's a way for us to get out of the jackboot of these corporate banks and the SEC and these other institutions that have been corrupted by power and money, and finally give the little guy a chance to come in and play in the game. You know. Yep.
Yeah, and that's the real objective, is that everybody deserves their right to, you know, food and clothing and shelter, the necessities. We want to give the opportunity. I can't stand by anymore. It's too much for me.
Yeah.
You have dreams about Uzis and quadcopters and drones and stuff like that, where I have this dream that I have to talk to God on my day of my death, And if he asks me why I let 22,000 of his children die every single day, what is my answer?
Right. Yeah.
And now I'm going to be able to walk up there and that day and say, God, I did everything I could, opportunity. I gave them the pathway, and I did the best I could. I can live with that. But I really feel that what we're going to see is something that's it's going to be the most spectacular thing since, I don't know, since the big rush in 2017, right?
Yeah.
The big ICO rush, which was all it was, is a bunch of ICOs that didn't. A lot of people spent countless thousands of dollars on ICOs that after they launched went to nothing.
Yeah.
They lost all their money.
Yeah.
Right? And then we wonder why is the Bitcoin market so fluctuating? So, well, now those ICOs are cashing out, right? They need to cash out every once in a while.
Yeah.
So 500 Bitcoin here, 500 is nothing to an ICO that collected $40 million.
Yeah.
Right? It's nothing to liquidate 50, 500, $500 million worth of Bitcoin if you had like Telegram's almost $1 billion ICO. I mean, we're talking about too much money going to one place.
Yeah.
And that's one of the great things about our project is we knew that poor people don't have money, so how are they supposed to get an ICO?
Yeah.
So we knew that we ought to build our production from a standpoint of investors investing and burning our tokens with supernodes, and then everything that was left over we gave away so that everybody could start earning staking rewards. There are people that right in the beginning, staking rewards were huge.
Yeah.
It's like you started with 1 coin, and then you came back to Discord the next day, and there were 20 coins.
Yeah.
And it was like, what happened?
Yeah.
And it's not a big deal because back then it was only 10 cents, but now it's a big deal because it's $1.
Yeah, that was my experience. I only had like, I don't know, $2 or $3 worth of Vitae, and but I was staking on the Discord, and then I came back and it was like hundreds of dollars worth of Vitae, and I was like, wait a minute, this was like a few months ago this was $2 or $3, and I'm like, I got to get Michael Weber back on the phone and talk to him and see where he's at and see what's going on. Do you see? So you're envisioning that Vitae is going to be, one of the primary movers and shakers by 2020, which is great. I certainly hope you're right, and encourage that in every way because I think it's a great project. But what kind of stumbling blocks do you see? What kind of what are your concerns over the next 18 months that could hinder your progress or hinder the overall crypto market? What are your biggest worries right now? Time is we will fix. We're hoping that we will begin our board's website, be able to show some stuff to people, right? Some real visual stuff, some recorded video, and so on and so forth. So the only thing I'm really worried about right now is time, hitting our schedule, hitting our marks, if you will, and then the commitment that we make is there. And even Andrew, who is from OHM Point, is on our team. So we do have similar views. So we have a very passionate group of people. The only thing that I worry about is, can we get this done on a certain day? Can we complete this project on a certain day? So far, we're on track, and that would be the only worry. So,
it's up to be December 26th. If we can't launch till January. Sorry.
Yeah, there was you froze on me there for a minute. You were kind of delayed too. I don't know what's going on, if it's your connection or my connection. It says my connection's really good. I just hovered over it, but maybe I can.
It's probably. I have a really bad CPU.
You know what?
I need more megabytes of RAM and everything. So.
I suffer the same disease because I'm an IT guy. I'm like, how many years of use can I get out of this, ancient laptop? And then sometimes I'll, one day when I'm like counting on it, it'll freeze on me. I'm like, oh man, and it's silly. It's like the shoemaker's children wear no shoes, that kind of thing.
Right.
So when you're talking about time, I want to go back a little bit and talk about some of the Vitae, like the wallet development. whether you're going to have an Android wallet, or if you do have an Android wallet in the works already, kind of what's going on with that aspect of your project?
Well, you should be planning on coming to the expo in Santa Clara, because we're going to reveal some things. Reveal some hardware. If you don't have we plan on making sure that our Android wallet is up and ready by then, so that you can use our hardware. We have a rain machine. We're developing auto rain machines, which we're going to place all over the expo, where it's going to be like a Pokemon Go thing. You just try to find the rain machine, and then it'll just tell you, hey, welcome to the rain machine, and type of thing. And it might have a little message like, oh, did you know about rain machine number 3? Go find it. There's, so we're going to make it a little fun there.
Like a scavenger hunt or something for free crypto.
Right. We're actually going to have people walking around with rain machines in their pocket.
Cool.
So you could just run into somebody, and that's what's going to be thing.
What day is the Santa Clara Expo again? Because I am planning on trying to get there.
November 28th and 29th.
November 28th and 29th. Yeah, I am planning on trying to get down there if I can. I've got a friend who lives over in Shasta. It's not too far from there, so.
Bring the stash.
Yeah, I would like to bring the stash. I'd like to bring the stash, and also another friend of mine who's like deep in the crypto space, who's a little bit more secretive. But I'm going to try and get more. I'm going to try and get him more involved on the public end of it. That sounds great, man. I'm very excited. Well, anything else you want to say at the end of this interview? I don't know.
Right. Yeah. We want people to realize that now is the time. If there's ever been a FOMO out there, this is it. I don't expect people coming in December and January having the ability to get supernotes and masternotes. Today, these are the days. And it's even though it's sort of saddening to some people to think, oh, I really want a masternode, and I really want that residual, right? Because if Vitae is dishing out at $25 a token and you're getting 8 tokens a day, you're making $200 a day. That's better than a full-time job.
Yeah.
Those are things that people want to get, and that same thing is going to come with staking. We want everybody to understand that you need to be staking now. You need to be hodling as much as you possibly can, and preparing for that day, because when we get to December 26th, when we launch the Social Rewards website, God willing, right, we're going to change the whole market. There's going to be an explosion like you've never seen before. I expect Vitae token to go 20, 30x.
Crazy. From where it's at now.
Yeah.
And it's already over $1 now. That's crazy.
Right. And I think that coming in November, we should be running between $5 and $10. And so coming in December, once we launch the platform, we could be $100+ in 1 month. Because there isn't that many tokens out there, people. I'm telling you, there's not a lot of tokens for sale.
Yeah,
people aren't selling.
I only pretty much follow tokens that have a significant, a fairly low overall hard cap. For me, I just, well, first of all, I have a lot of ethical concerns with Ripple and stuff like that anyway. But also Stellar Lumens, any coin that's got like 1 billion coins out there, I'm just not that interested. But any coin that's limited, kind of in the few million coins, that's interesting to me. What is the hard cap for Vitae again, just so people can know?
Well, we're going to have 100 million tokens developed over approximately 24 years. So that's why we made it that way, because we want you to get that residual.
Right.
Once we actually create a really significant value for the token 20 years down the road, then it's not going to matter so much that you don't get rewards, because the tokens that you hold are always going up in value. The instantaneous stop of mining, if you will. We're still working on some SwiftTX technology to see if we can develop rewards through the SwiftTX cost. We're planning on doing something like that in the future, so that there's still rewards even beyond our 100 million cap. And I think that our goal right now is to be a top 200 coin by November, top 100 coin come in December, and then challenging the top 5 for #1 spot through 2019 to 2020.
Crazy. That's awesome, man. All right. Well, thanks for the interview, Michael. Always a pleasure. I love our conversation every time. We could go on for like 7 hours, but for the interest of our viewers, I want to keep it a little bit shorter than that if we can. Once again, thanks to Michael Weber from Vitae Tokens, and we'll talk to you on the next one.
Yep, no problem. Thanks.
Have a great day.
All right, bye.
Bye.